Well, things are a little moist this morning. Morning. Welcome to Wednesday. Holiday week. I am so screwed up. Welcome to Wednesday. And there, you happy? I said good morning. I miss it one time. The very first comment. Where's the good morning? Alright, it's almost 7:30. We gotta do this quick. We gotta load cattle at 7:45, I was told. But I think we got a man on a horse, so it's gonna be okay. We are trying to get silage chopped, but Mother Nature has been less than cooperative. Not like 2 years ago uncooperative, just little sprinkles uncooperative. If you were here 2 years ago, it was a nightmare. It rained, it felt like every day, and I'm talking a real rain. Anyways, we got roughly 1 to 2/10 of an inch last night, which, you know, some of us, that's kind of a big deal. I'm running over to the field real quick just to see how soft it is and how wet the weed, well, I already know how wet the weed is. Just how soft it is, because I'm already letting trucks know, hey, right now the plan is we're going to fire back up after midnight. After midnight? Good God, I need to go back to bed. After lunch. So I want to go see if that even seems like a possibility. Because if we can chop all afternoon, we can get a decent amount done. But can we chop all afternoon? Based on the puddles in my yard, I expected this to be a lot softer. Yeah, we get a little sun and a little this breeze that we got going on. We'll be able to chop this afternoon. Ow. Alright. Enough farting around. We better get back. It's time to go load cattle. Oh, yeah. See a guy on a horse. We're good. Good morning, Grouchy. Okay, so if you're new here, one, that's Harley. Harley, say hi. Well spoken as always. Two, we have a large cattle feeding operation that I don't think has been on camera in quite a while now. So basically we are what you call a stalker backgrounder. We buy calves when they weigh, just call it 500 pounds, sell them at 8.5. All bulls or steers. We don't deal with heifers. Heifers be crazy. It's weird how the correlation happens between humans and animals, right? Did I say that out loud? But anyways, we have 3 different yards. We've got what I'd call the receiving yard. We get them all in. We buy small groups at like a lot of sale barns or from local cow-calf guys. Basically, our niche is we buy small groups of cattle, turn them into semi-loads, and ship them off to the finishing feed yard. We just so happen to have a JBS yard not too far from here, makes it super handy. So everything you see in a ship, you know, that was loads 4, 5, and 6. I forgot to grab the camera for the first 3. Those cattle were probably bought over a 2-month span, just a little here, a little there. So we'll bring them in, process them, let them get eaten real good, and then we'll go through and sort them by size. That's why we got Justin. He just out there with his horse, does it real nice and easy like. Sort them by size, move them from the starting yard up there, because it's easier to ship from up there. So then now, when Hector gets back empty, he'll bring the semi up here to our starting yard, and we'll move a couple hundred head back up there to refill what we just moved out. Waiting on Pinchy to get back with the empty semi so we can start moving cattle around. So right now I'm leading Junior. I don't even know if you can see out the back window. Leading Junior over to a neighbor that buys a bale about once a month from us. He hasn't ever delivered one over there, so I'm showing him how to do it, so next time he can do it on his own. Hey! Sorry, Grouchy, you're on your own for load number 2. Tuna says we were standing around not doing nothing, so he sent us in different directions. Our hay buyer called, said he's coming to get a load, so I need to move my chopper out of the way. I parked it in the shed last night when I finished, because I don't like him getting rained on. You get all that, even blowing it off, you still get all kinds of silage stuck to it. There's a million friggin' computers on there to go haywire. So I just don't like them getting rained on. You know the drill. Check for bird's nests, good on hydraulic oil, pull the engine oil. So that is a V12 24 liter Liebherr or Liebherr engine. I don't know what way to pronounce it. It's a European engine, or a European company. They make a lot of things other than engines. And I've heard Europeans at McPherson's John Deere chopper school, because they fly some of them guys over to help with everything, they've pronounced it both ways. So I go, if the Europeans can't pronounce it one way, how do you expect us Americans to know which way to say it? God, it still smells like a skunk in here. Yeah, throw in a new air freshener. But yeah, that's one of the kind of cool things about McPherson's chopper school is they'll bring people from John Deere's factory over there in Germany and engineers from Zurn, the header manufacturer, come over, especially when they're kind of launching a new chopper. So a couple years ago when this series was coming out, it's really cool. Really cool. Where the hell was I going? Oh yeah, I was saying the header was... I don't know what I was saying there. Anyway, it's really cool to meet those guys. There we go. Aha! Whew. Hamster finally caught up. Yeah, it's really cool to meet those guys, talk to them. European accents are fascinating as an American. Yeah, let's move this out of the way. Hey, it's still... sun just now is coming out. I think it's 10:30. Maybe here in half an hour. As you can tell, we got a nice little breeze. It's sweet though. Look at the water on the pants and shoes 2 steps in. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe about 11 we can get started swathing, start chopping a 1. Let's do it. Screw it. What's the worst that happens? We got a bunch of windrows on the ground, it's too wet, then it rains tonight and ruins it all. This little hilltop, it's coming along, guys. This is where we put up the new pivots here a couple years ago. The old ditch is running kind of right over there, so this hadn't been irrigated in forever. It's not too bad. Just needs a little more fertility shoved into the ground. It'll start really producing. Well, I was hoping to come here next because we're going to be basically on the ridge line over there. It'd be nice to just come up here while we're up here, just finish everything up on the north end. But I don't want to tear up the road, and God only knows what the field's like. I'll bet this field will be dry enough. This is the new farm. Was organic. Was being the key word. But there is a lot of gravel, especially as we get up over here on the hillside. So I think this one will go. You can tell looking across there, this definitely isn't one of our better fields. It wasn't the greatest stand last fall because of how dry we were. Everyone had hell trying to get a good stand. Some of the later planted stuff got saved by the late moisture. Is there a ditch here? I don't know this farm that well. Hey, we made it to the road. Yeah, so some of the earlier planted wheat did not get a very good stand, and I think that's what they had happen here. It was probably planted early, got pretty dry waiting on that rain. So it's not super impressive. Then you get over here where there used to be an old gravel pit. It's really not impressive. Just got done sharpening the knives. Now, put the header up. Wow, this is very hard to do one-handed. Now for those of us rocking the dad bod, that's a pretty tight space. So you go like this, lower your head down to just before it touches. Now you got more room. You think skinny, and voila, we are latched on. Now the single point. Again, just think skinny. Have super long arms, that really helps. Bingo! We're ready to go chop. I don't know which header is mine, if that one was mine or this one is mine, but for some reason it always gives me this. So let's perform a calibration, see if we can't fix it. Okay, header now calibrated, so that error message is gone. ProDrive fault. I have no idea. Redundance error at the hydrostat motor. That sounds pleasant. Let's try to program the spout position. Sharpening, spout rotate, tilt and flap. So I still got a problem there. Something in the sensor on the flapper. No bueno. And if I'm thinking correctly, which this is recalling something from 6 months ago in a shop that I don't spend a whole lot of time in, I think I got a new end flapper, and so that put the sensor on it and they're spring loaded. I wonder if that spring unloaded. Could be. Either way, it's 12 o'clock. Run and grab a bite to eat real quick. Told the truck's 1 o'clock. On delay. Another load. Heading to Tejas. We're slowly running out of hay, but as you can see by the color, it's starting to get started with the new crop. Another day of chopping, another complete mess. There goes Glenn. Here I go. But our merger hasn't left yet. Now normally you want the merger to be a good, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour out ahead of you, so that way they're out of the way, but here we go. I told trucks, choppers in the field at 1. It is 10 till 1, so we are going to be about perfect time-wise. I don't know. I don't organize swathing and merging and all that. That's I don't know. I don't know. And the tuna is gone. It's Wednesday, so he'll be at the cattle sale all day. So it's another fun-filled day of phone tag trying to untangle this awesome hornet's nest. Yay, farming! This just gets better and better. Oh, we broke down again. Hour and a half. 2 towers cut. Fan-friggin-tastic. So we got a line of semis waiting. 2 choppers sitting here idling, doing nothing. Just imagining the phone call here in a few hours where I get my ass yelled at because it was my fault. Well, screw this. I'm leaving. There's no point in having 2 choppers sitting. I'm going to go try and spray sunflowers. Okay, Glenn's moving with those 8 trucks. The merger's already got him a pretty good head start, so he'll get kind of moving. I'm going to go spray sunflowers because they need to be sprayed in case it does rain tonight. That would incorporate that chemical. I think I just said Colton's going to come with the other swather, maybe, if I didn't. Colton's working on his, going to start on the next field, so I'm going to go spray the 80 acres. And then hopefully by then the swathers and merger will be ahead to where it's worth having 2 choppers wasting hours of burning fuel as opposed to 1. I do know Part of me is just ready for the ground to kind of dry out a little bit so I can go back to tillage and planting and spraying. And then I don't have to be a part of this mess. I don't have the truckers giving me shit. Because then if I'm not here, they don't give me shit. If I'm here, I'm the one who gets yelled at. In a rather bizarre twist, though, I just got a notification from National Weather Service. We are now in a tornado watch, but we only have a 20% chance of rain, which tells me it is going to be violent out there for somebody today. There's already storms built into the south. You can see them clouds really building out there. Everything is supposed to be kind of moving, swiping from this way to this way. I would say west to east, but you don't know which way is west just looking around. But yeah, so that should be interesting. Stopped and got some popsicles. Just trying loose rabbi before our brain explodes. Okay, so we need to shove that guy right there into that spot right there. So we're gonna move some bales out of the way because hopefully he'll be back. In fact, I might just grab all these and throw them in front of those, and then this whole bay is open. Let's do that. Okay, last thing we sprayed was corn. So I need to do a quick triple rinse on this. Get it flushed out real good. Load up the chemical for sunflowers. We got like 80 acres, I think it is, exactly. Possibly, close to. Sprayer's cleaned out and ready. But now, got a call from the chopping crew. We got Colton Swather running, but ours isn't. So I gotta go figure out what happened there, because now we got a merger and a chopper sitting and waiting, because there's only so much one Swather can do. Okay, had a bunch of mud built up in the header. Dulled the knives from cutting so much mud. So Cameron made a bunch of adjustments to the header. They flipped all the knives, power washed it, sent the swather. I was just told, get the other chopper. We got 2 swathers, now we need 2 choppers. So I'll go join the party, I guess. Well, that was a fun one pass. Almost got a truckload. Fun times. A little bit, don't drive on that windrow. This is why I like fall silage a lot better, because we don't have to wait on swathers, mergers. We just get to go cut it ourselves. It's part of spring work. Well, that 60 acres is done. On to the next one. As you can see, storms to the east are blowing up fast. Good luck, Kansas. It's supposed to get really nasty. Here is our dancing partner. It is growing very fast. And it's supposed to get nasty. Look at those oats. You know, for trying to kill them, looks pretty good. Handful of loads to go. I got our swather sitting on standby just in case. That storm is growing rapidly. I don't like it. I do not like it. I'm not gonna lie, I always have been, always will be one of them guys that gets real nervous around severe weather. Especially like this. One, I've got a giant lightning rod sticking up in the air, and I just seen lightning over there off of that guy. But 2, I've got all these truckers that they're like obedient dogs, man. They'll just follow you until you tell them to go away. That's not an insult. That's actually a big compliment. But God, that sounded horrible. We're gonna leave that. So now I'm responsible for not making their day absolutely miserable by sending them into crap. Now last year, I completely screwed up out on the dry land and hung Trevor and Kyle out to dry. Blanca at least made it to the pit before her day got miserable. But I completely screwed over Trevor and Kyle out there, and I got nervous we were about to have major problems. I've got trucks heading that way. I've got storms heading that way. I've got trucks where they're done for the night. All this is, we got to finish filming Kyle and Aaron, and we're done for the night. But I want everybody to make it back to their yard all right before this all hits. And I don't know, it's getting close. And there is what our storm has developed into. It is growing very fast. Like very, very fast. Oh, the race is on. It is raining like hell a mile north. I am not going to get to that shed in time. The lightning was so bright and the thunder was so friggin' loud, I could hear it in this chopper. Phil, leave the air compressor. Just get to the shed. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. Well, there wasn't a whole lot to it. It was just kind of a wall. And then it's kind of letting up. We got some nastiness going over there, some more back over there. But it's blue skies that way, so unless this fills in, that might be about it. It's going to be nasty for somebody here in just a little bit, though. Less than 1/10 of an inch. It came crazy fast and was over before we know it. Some of you guys can probably relate to that. But either way, storms have all kind of moved off to the south. Apparently Reed Timmer was hanging out 30 miles west of here by our one guys. He goes, it didn't really do anything here. It got real nasty to the west and hit Lamar, but I don't think like bad. But I wanted to come see. I was just talking to the neighbor. He said less than 1/10. I think I found us another 30 acres we could chop tomorrow and get it out of here. God, that corn looks pretty. Okay. Good God, please keep the forecast in our favor. We got some damn good looking corn. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Hopefully. God dang, Grant is getting good with that mower. Making farms look pretty again. Don't none of you tell him I gave him a compliment though. We still gotta make fun of his bleached hair. God, I seen him earlier today. I'm pretty sure he glows in the dark. What were you gonna say? You don't want it on camera? She's so bashful. I think it's safe to say we're not gonna be chopping over here tomorrow. We got 30 acres there, 20 acres down there. That might have to wait till Monday. Alright, calves are getting all settled into their new accommodations up here. Got one empty pen, probably fill that in a week or so, next time we're ready to sort. So I've had this theory bouncing around in my head all afternoon, or all evening I should say. So since I was a kid, when thunderstorms would roll through, I don't know if it was a coping mechanism to help me relax as a kid or what, but anytime a storm would roll through, and my mind is always God and the people in heaven are farming, you know, whatever we're doing, baling, chopping, whatever, they're doing it up there, so you know, that's just them coming through doing their thing. We got to stop and let them do their thing, whatever. Like I said, might be a coping mechanism, I don't know. But my theory on that has drastically changed since my grandpa passed away 2017. So ever since my grandpa passed away, you know, it just kind of enhanced that whole thought of, well, today, you know, we were chopping. Well, he had some chopping to do and had to come through, get out of his damn way. But it's kind of taken an interesting twist the last couple of years. So my daughter is big into softball, travel ball, and now this year she's playing rec ball here locally too. To say he was a stud pitcher in fast pitch softball, which didn't know men playing softball was a thing, but apparently back in the day it was a very big thing. Like, he played in the World Series in Iowa. He was in his 40s being recruited by 20-year-olds to be pitchers for him. Hey, there's no cattle in this pen. He is in the Colorado Hall of Fame for softball. Kind of a big deal. So yeah, he was a pitcher. My daughter's always been a catcher, and when we go to these big tournaments, and my dad and I will be standing back kind of watching a bunch of games, we always say, what the hell would Vernie think of this? Where we go to these big tournaments, you know, it's just softball all day. And my dad's always joked, goes, well, one, he'd be pissed off she's not a pitcher. she's playing catcher. I found it incredibly ironic. She's playing rec softball this year because she's been practicing her pitching. Travel ball coaches said you need to do rec, get reps in, figure out if pitching's your thing or not. She was the starting pitcher tonight at a game that got rained out. Like, it was supposed to start about the time I was talking to you guys about the wall of rain coming through here. I can't help but feel that random connection of the day she's going to make her debut as a pitcher, a thunderstorm rolls through. And it connects my childhood belief of, the farming in heaven versus what's going on here. And that's been just one of those brain worms picking at the back of my head all evening. Cattle here are looking good. Kayla just looked at me and she goes, "One, why the hell do you gotta get all touchy-feely with this crap while I'm riding with you?" Because now it's making her think. And two, she goes, "I think that was Grandpa's way of saying she needs to stay a catcher because she really likes watching her as a catcher." But yeah, it was just one of those brain worms. Thought I'd share that. Curious to see now. We got a tournament in Kansas this coming weekend, which for you guys will be like 2 weeks ago. So, if you're in Hayes, I guess bye. But all that aside, it's from driving around tonight, it looks like maybe we got 100 acres that's ready to chop tomorrow. Sounds like we're going to have a complete change up on the crew because we got cattle to process. So I think Cam is going to take off in the swather. I believe I am lead up on chopper because Glenn needs to change out knives. So yeah, I'll probably see you guys, well, for me tomorrow, for you, either 2 or 3 days from now based on when this comes out. But yeah, I'm gonna go home, call it a night, go do some YouTube editing. Edit guy, roll the outro, time to go. Oh shit, I'm the edit guy.